Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at Sargon II, the man who would rule the world. Before we begin, just a quick reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with special editions on Thursdays. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along. Mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. Who was Sargon II? From where and when did he reign? Was he so ambitious that he believed that he could seriously conquer and rule the then-known world? Today we will answer these questions as we take a look at this ruthless conqueror who wanted it all. Sargon, meaning the faithful or legitimate king, ruled the Neo-Assyrian Empire from 722 before the Common Era until his death on the battlefield in 705 before the Common Era. Sargon is generally believed to have become king by overthrowing his brother Shalmaneser V. With his takeover of the empire, he is considered the founder of the new dynastic line, the Sargonid dynasty. Modeling his reign on the legends of the ancient rulers, such as Sargon of Akkad, from whom Sargon II most likely took his name, he aspired to conquer the then-known world and usher in a new golden age and a new world order. Over the course of his 17-year reign, Sargon substantially expanded Assyrian territory and enacted important political and military reforms. An accomplished warrior king and military strategist, Sargon personally led his troops into battle. By the end of his reign, all his major enemies and rivals had either been defeated or pacified. Among Sargon's greatest accomplishments were the stabilization of Assyrian control over the Levant, the weakening of the northern kingdom of Urartu, and the reconquest of Babylonia. In 706 before the Common Era, Sargon reigned from the new Assyrian capital he had constructed and named after himself Dur-Shurakun, meaning Fort Sargon. Sargon considered himself to have been divinely mandated to maintain and ensure justice. Like other Assyrian kings, Sargon would enact brutal punishments against his enemies. However, there are no known cases of atrocities against civilians from his reign. Sargon also worked to assimilate and integrate conquered foreign peoples into his empire and extended the same rights and obligations to them as with native Assyrians. He forgave defeated enemies on several occasions and maintained good relations with foreign kings and with the ruling classes of the lands he conquered. Sargon also increased the status of both women and scribes at the royal court. What about Sargon's family? We know that he had a younger brother named Sin-Ahu-Usur, who served as Sargon's commander of the Royal Cavalry Guard. His brother also appears to have held the position of Grand Vizier. Two wives of Sargon are known, Raima and Atalia. The latter ruled as Sargon's queen. The general assumption among researchers is that Assyrian kings could have multiple wives, yet only one woman at a time could be recognized as queen. However, it was Raima who gave birth to Sargon's son, Sennacherib. Sargon most likely had two sons who were born before Sennacherib. Their mother was most likely Raima. Sennacherib was already an adult when Sargon ascended to the throne. He was named Crown Prince early in Sargon's reign and assisted his father in running the empire. Sennacherib was indeed an asset to his father, as he helped collect and summarize intelligence reports from the Assyrian spy network. Sargon more than likely had two more sons who were younger than Sennacherib. Unfortunately, their names are unknown to history. Sargon did have a daughter. Her name was Ahat-Abisha. She was married off to King Amarabas of Tabal. Yet when Sargon dethroned Amarabas in 713 before the Common Era, Ahat-Abisha was returned to the court of her father. With regard to his character, Sargon wished to be seen as the omnipresent and eager warrior. He commanded his armies in person and dreamed of conquering the world. He relished such titles as King of the Universe and King of the Four Corners of the World. He was always quick to present himself as an invincible warlord. He saw himself as the hero who was clothed in terror with no king equal to him. Sargon was in fact a successful military strategist who employed an extensive spy network which was useful for administration and military activities. He also employed well-trained scouts for reconnaissance when on campaign. Even though the Assyrian Empire was vastly more powerful than any of its enemies, these enemies also surrounded the empire. Since only one target could be attacked at a time, they had to be picked wisely in order to avoid disaster. Sargon was also the first Assyrian king to appreciate the war potential of cavalry and made various innovations. However, Sargon seems to have ensured discipline and obedience through fear rather than inspiration or adoration. Sargon embarked on his final campaign against Tabal in Anatolia in 705 before the Common Era. The great king was killed in the battle, and the Assyrian army was unable to retrieve his body, preventing a traditional burial. According to ancient Mesopotamian religion, he was cursed to remain a restless ghost for eternity. Due to his conquests and reforms, Sargon is today considered one of the most important Assyrian kings. This brings us to the end of Sargon II, the man who would rule the world. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a channel sponsor. Your support will enable us to continue providing you with quality videos, and buying me a coffee always makes my day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Traveler's Tales. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Kartistos.